In this tutorial in CyberLink PowerDirector, we're going to combine several techniques in this tutorial and the two that follow to show you how to make a very intriguing video with multiple images on the screen at the same time. The first building block we're going to use is simply how do you position the videos easily on the screen. I'm going to drag this video of a family down into track number 1. And what I've done is I've turned on my grid. To do that, you right-click in the preview window, click on grid lines, and then pick the grid lines you want. I have picked 2 by 2. I want this video to be on the left side, but I don't want the whole video. How can I do that? Well, an easy way to do that is click on my Tools option and go to Power Tools. And then I'm going to go to Crop and Zoom. So I'll click on Crop and Zoom. And then it gives me an aspect ratio. It allows me to change things. I'm going to go freeform. And I want the video to be half the width it is, full height and half width. So I will guesstimate about what is half here and drag this over. That's not quite big enough yet. Make it a little bit bigger. And since I don't have numbers I can play with, I have to guess just a little here to get it right about where I want it. See if that's just about half. That's a little too big, just by a few pixels here. And we'll drag this and let's see, a little smaller than I want. Wish there were some numbers we can use, but I don't have them here. Okay. Well, that's too small, so we'll try just one more time and see. Oh, that's close enough. Okay, so that's half my screen. Now, I want to focus on these two, so I'll move it to the right, click on OK. Now that I have that, I'll close my Power Tools. I'm back to my other grid. Now I can take this and move this over to occupy roughly half of the screen. So I have my first video. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ducks. For now I'll drag them on a different track. Eventually I'll move that. And I'll do the same procedure. We'll go Tools, Power Tools. We'll do Crop and Zoom. And click on the Crop and Zoom button. And then I think because it's a fourth of the screen, I might be able to just leave the proportion here and see if I'm close. Not yet, a little bigger. And this shouldn't be too hard to get pretty close. Maybe just a tad smaller here. This is where video editing takes a little bit of patience. And we'll see if that's about right. That's pretty close. Then I'm going to focus on the duck so I can position that anywhere and click on OK. And then I close my crop and zoom. And then when I'm done, I can just resize the image and it should be about a quarter of the screen. So I have, over here I have the family on the left. And then I have the duck on the top. I'll pause the video while we do the same thing with the flowers. So now I have flowers in the lower right, and I have my ducks in the upper right, and I have my family video on the left side. So that's the first step in what we're going to show you what we can do. But before we do anything else, one thing I need to do is I want to add another feature to each of these videos. I want to add it so that each video begins with a still shot, a frozen shot, and ends with a frozen shot. So we're going to use a second technique here. I'll click on video number 1, press my home key to get to the beginning, the first frame, and then I right click and click Edit Video Image, and then I go Freeze Frame. Now I have a freeze frame at the beginning. I right click again. Whoops, I need to move the cursor to the last frame, but I don't want it to be that long. I want it to be, that's too long of a video. Maybe we'll move it about here. I'll right click here, do freeze frame, do edit video, and I'll do freeze frame again. It'll insert a freeze frame, and I'll just delete this section. I don't need it. I don't want it that long. We'll leave the gap there. And then we do the same on the second one. with the cursor on the left side of the video, right click, edit video, freeze frame. And right click, oh, I need to move it again. Press the End key. Oh, I need to be in clip mode here. Press the End key. Right click, edit video, freeze frame. Okay, and I'll do that for the third one. Now each of these videos takes up the right amount of space on the screen, and it begins and ends with a freeze frame. So if I play the one with the ducks, for example, I have a duck frozen in time, and then I have the actual video of the duck, and then I have the freeze frame of the duck at the end. And what I think I want to do, I'll edit that later so it'll freeze on a different section. This isn't a very interesting place to stop right here. But those are ways in which you can begin to position the videos and add these components so it starts and ends frozen. Why I'm doing this you'll see in the next tutorial, because we're going to start to stack these three videos one on top of another. Stay tuned.